Maybe that's just what you need to do to combat the weight. If you care about the weight, you don't have to care about the weight. You can do whatever you want. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. It's me, Emily, and today I'm going to be giving you guys all the information that I have about my first year of college. Basically, today I'm going to be talking about my freshman year at Thomas Jefferson University, and I'm basically just going to be going into detail and some personal details about how my first year was, how the campus energy was, I hate that word energy, how the campus felt, and just a bunch of different things. I'm going to break it up into about 6 different categories, and here they are. How I felt going into TJU versus how I felt leaving, how my classmates / roommates / hallmates were / strangers that I met on campus, how my classes and major was, my online semester, having fun, quote unquote, and the freshman 15. So if any of these topics interest you or you're scared of gaining a lot of weight during college, you should definitely keep watching. With that said, let's get right into the video. What was that? Let's get right into the video. First, I want to go ahead and talk about how I felt going into TJU versus how I felt leaving. So if you guys watched my video about how I got in, then you know that Jefferson wasn't necessarily my first choice. It was almost like all the other options are knocked out, so I guess I'm just going to go here choice. Because of that, when I went into Jefferson, I really wasn't sure what to expect, and I was kind of looking for every reason to hate the school, and I really felt like I made the wrong choice. I just felt like, oh my gosh, I'm not sure if I'm supposed to be here. Maybe I should have went to Penn State. Maybe I should have went to NYU. This may not be the school, because I just felt like it's so small. It's really close to home. Nobody knows about it. So I was just like, oh my gosh. So I was kind of looking for every reason to be like, oh no, this school is not legit. But as I went throughout my year, I saw that even though there were a few things that ticked me off a little bit, or that I was just looking sideways at, I felt that overall when I was leaving on that last move out day because of coronavirus, I felt sure that this was the right school for me to be at. I felt really comfortable and I felt really at home, and I just kind of felt like this was the perfect place for me. And it's just really funny because going in, I felt like I was going to feel really minuscule, especially because when you say, oh, where do you go? And you say Jefferson, they're like, oh, the hospital. I'm like, oh no, the undergrad university in East Falls. And they're like, cool. I hate when people ask me where I go sometimes because it's just whatever, but honestly, I kind of like it because it's just I'm not a very boisterous and loud and out there person, especially with people I don't know. So I thought it was just a great transition from high school to college for me, and I started to get more and more comfortable as the days went on. But with that said, just because I got comfortable does not necessarily mean I started getting friends. And I really felt like I was the only person who was not making friends, or making friends that I really clicked with or stuck with there. This could have been for a multitude of reasons. Not that I'm an unfriendable, unlovable person, but some people just had their quirks. Yeah, I wouldn't say that I'm picky about my friends, but I would say that it's important to choose your friends wisely, because who you hang around is who you'll eventually become. So I really didn't just want to befriend and get close with anybody that came my way or had the same skin color as me. And I feel like that's just really a thing at the school, is that I wouldn't say that it's cliquey, but it's kind of cliquey. I feel like the same types of people hang around each other. There is diversity, but there's often the black girls that hang out with the black girls, and vice versa with every other type. I feel like I didn't make friends very easily, and I left my first year without any really close friends. I genuinely felt like some of the people that I lived with that were either in my hall or in my building were just they were always running through the halls loud at 12 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m., coming back from parties, drunk, and these were just not the people or the things that I wanted to associate myself with, so I kind of kept my distance, and that's for hallmates. But my roommate was amazing. I loved her, and we pretty much had no problems at all with our rooming situation, so that was good. And I'm probably going to do a video pretty soon on roommate tips if you guys are interested in that. Finally, with classmates, I talked a little bit about this in my previous video about being pre-med, that the classmates that I had were all in my major, and I'm just going to say I did not feel welcome. I didn't feel like I fit in, and that really, like, it took a toll. So, like, on the friend front, my first year was not great, but that's the good thing, that it was just my first year, so I literally have like 2, 3, 4 more years to build relationships with people, and there really is no rush. Sometimes it's okay to just get your foundation on your own, and then once you know that you're set and you have your own back, then you can start looking to other people for help. Next, I feel like many people would have this kind of question, but I wanted to talk about how I found my classes, like the class locations. Is the campus confusing, or did I find it confusing? How the classes actually were, along with my major and the professors I had. I feel like it's almost impossible to get lost on Jefferson's campus. I feel like it's just so homey and tight-knit, and it's just very, like, every building has the name displayed in big letters on it. There's only so far you can go until you're in Germantown. So it's really not hard to get your footing and find your classes. Finding my classes I didn't think was hard. After like 2 to 3 weeks, I felt like I was the master of the campus. Like, oh, I know where everything is, and I know what time everything closes. So if you guys want to hear about my major, just watch my other video about being pre-med. But as for my professors, I felt like they were all extremely helpful and personable. And by personable, I mean like you could just walk up to them after class if you have a question, if you need extra help. All of them had office hours and made it very clear when their office hours were. And there was usually tutoring for every class. So I feel like I didn't use as much tutoring, but I did have a very good relationship with my professors, and I was able to ask them questions during class and outside of class and email them, hey, I need an extension for this, or I need help with this, or I don't know how to finish this assignment. And a lot of my professors were just so kind, and just I felt like they really cared about my well-being as a student. Let's talk a little bit about the online semester, which just finished. If you can see on my calendar, it just finished on Thursday, the 14th of May, and right now it is the 20th. Today's the 20th, and let me tell you guys, I really struggled with online school. And it's one thing to have 17 credits in person, going ham in every class, waking up for the classes, doing the work, asking questions, doing homework, and doing all these other extra things on the side. And then you come home and it's just like, oh, perfect, no distractions, and it's online, so it'll be easier. No, it was not easier. It was not less distracting being home. And it was just simply like, I just dreaded every single test. I dreaded every Zoom meeting, even though I really only went to 2 of them. I dreaded doing my work. It just wasn't fun. It just felt very hard. I felt like I wasn't learning anything, and I was just Googling stuff. And it just honestly didn't feel like school. It felt like a chore. So I feel like that online second semester really ruined my grades. It really ruined my GPA, and I'm honestly very sad about it, but I haven't taken the time to process it yet, so we're just gonna leave that where it is. Number 5 on this list is having fun, and the reason I put fun in quote unquote in quotes is because I feel like some people watching this may have a different definition of fun than me. And personally, I don't think drinking is fun. I don't think smoking is fun. I don't think parties are fun. I don't think any of that is fun. I think it's just and parties and stuff like that, good things usually don't happen there. I'm not bashing anyone who partakes in those, but it's just not for me. So usually my idea of fun would just be like, I'm gonna say it, I would go to Cam Bar, I would have dinner, and I would just watch Netflix, and it was just so calming and relaxing. And sometimes I kind of just like to see people interacting and going by, and I just that was like fun to me. I would go into the city. We went to Ben Franklin Bridge, we went to Love Park, Dilworth Park, and it was always lots of fun, even though it wasn't like a big group of people. F is for friends who do stuff together, U is for you and me. I just want to talk a little bit about the freshman 15, and I think I touched on this in my 5 things I wish I knew my first semester of college. From the time, I know I was only there for really like a semester and a half, but my first year, I feel like I didn't gain weight. I actually lost weight because I was basically included in my tuition was the gym membership, and I was using the gym more than I was going to the dining hall, which obviously isn't true. I would probably eat 2 to 3 times a day, like actual meals, but my meals were not super unhealthy. Breakfast was usually like yogurt and tea if I ate breakfast, and then I would have like grilled chicken and like pizza or something for dinner. Dinner was always random. That's how I would eat, and I would go to the gym every day, or at least 4 times a week. I understand that most people are not going to the gym 4 times a week or even every day like I did, but maybe that's just what you need to do to combat the weight. If you care about the weight, you don't have to care about the weight. You can do whatever you want. Just be healthy. Make sure you're okay. We don't want any high cholesterol. Guys, this is pretty much the recap of my first year. If I were to try to put it in one sentence or a couple sentences, I would say that I felt that my expectations were exceeded, probably because I had pretty low expectations. No offense, Jefferson. I think I pretty much enjoyed my first year, even though I didn't have a bunch of friends. That's like the only thing. But I think I mostly enjoyed it. On the school's part, and then some of the work I was doing was just really stressful, so sometimes it was hard to enjoy it. But you know, that's how it is with life. That's how it is with everything. Some things are good, some things are bad, and you take the good with the bad. Alright guys, so that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. If you watched this far, you might as well subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. Leave any questions you have in the comments, or you can definitely DM me on Instagram. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!